Hey there, welcome to Jason Unleashed. How's it going? I'm your host, Jason Carter. Thank you so much for watching. On today's show, I'm so excited to have today's guest. Her name is Makho Ndlovu. She is a host and media personality. You guys have seen her everywhere from the Wendy Williams show to People TV Now and on Amazon. She is in the house. She's going to be joining us in just a few. Hope you guys are doing well. It's Thursday. We made it. We almost made it through another week. And if you missed any of the interviews here on my Instagram, make sure you go over to my YouTube channel. You can check them all out there. Just waiting for Makho to chime in. Hey, Gabriel Torres TV, how you doing? Hola, ¿cómo estás? I want to give a shout out to my sponsor of this outfit. This is from Bugatti. Thank you so much for the threads. I love it. I love it. Let's bring in Makho right now. She just chimed into the chat. Let's see here. Boom. Just waiting for a join. Let me turn it up in the headphones. Makho!
Hi, hey
Good
Jason.
morning. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you as always.
Good
You're
to
looking
see
beautiful.
you too. Oh, I love this. Thank you for having me on. Okay, wait. You were telling everyone about your outfit. Someone said, "Take off your shirt." Okay, what's your outfit?
They're always telling me to take off my shirt. Bugatti is this really cool menswear line that sent me some stuff. I love it. This is just a simple color block sweater, but I figured I had to wear it because when am I going to be able to wear it in California? It's always hot and I'm indoors, right?
This is true. This is true. I love it. I'm gonna have to get that for my husband. I love that.
Thank you, Boo. How are you holding up? We know you're in New York City, one of the
Yeah.
epicenters, if not the epicenter of COVID-19. How are you doing?
Yeah. I'm doing good. I mean, I think we all have our good days and our bad days, but generally, I've tried to just keep a positive mindset, keep myself busy, or on days that I don't feel like doing anything, doing nothing at all. But yeah, I think we're in good health, so we're good.
I love it. I love it. Makho, first, I'm glad that you're here. You have been one of my favorites,
Oh,
not just as a person, but also on camera. I met you, what, 5 years ago in New York?
can you believe it was 5 years ago?
Yeah, and it was this really cool hosting of conference.
Yeah.
You New York talents are intense. That room
Yes,
was
we
chock
are.
full of the most ambitious, talented, beautiful black women in the business. And I was just blown away by the authenticity of all of you guys, but you specifically because your journey into hosting is incredible. You
Thanks.
blogging, having a day job, 2011, being picked by Russell Simmons out of 5,000 people to be the new
Yeah.
correspondent for Global Grind. Let's talk about that. Life changing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It definitely was life changing. And thank you so much. I'm so glad that me and you connected 5 years ago. Like that was just a divine intervention. I'm so glad about that. So I started out working in corporate America. I worked as a project manager at
Okay.
Sony, right? Absolutely hated it. I was like, oh my God, God, get me out of here. And he was like, oh, you want to leave? Okay, cool. Okay. You're going to get laid off. And so I had to figure out what that transition period was like in my life, trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. And just having the confidence, honestly, to just say, you know what? I want to be a host, so I'm going to go for it. And that's ultimately what I did.
Well, so it was the universe and God, God,
Definitely.
God,
Yeah. No,
God.
no. Yeah, it definitely was God. But I don't know if you've ever gone through a situation like this where you know what you want to do and you know you should be doing it, but unless God kind of comes in and shakes things up. So if you don't believe in God, whether you whatever divine sort of higher power you believe in, they come in and shake things up, and then they're like, okay. Then you really feel like I gotta really do something. That's exactly what happened to me.
I can totally identify and relate to
Same
that.
thing.
And you make a great point about when you don't take action, something
Yeah,
else pushes you, but it's always for the better good, your highest good. So
absolutely.
you get on, you work with a legend in music, a legend in hip hop, a legend in
Yeah.
black culture, Russell
Yeah.
Simmons, and you're everywhere. You're on red carpets, you're online, you're
Yeah.
also blogging, and so you started a blog
Yeah.
where that was just you kikiing and talking about things that are trending in black pop culture and pop culture, and then now you're on this global brand. Where did your career go after that? Because that's a huge jump.
100%. Okay, so I started blogging while I was working in corporate, and that's really where I think my other coworkers and friends saw that I had the passion for entertainment, and so they are the ones that suggested. I was like, "Listen, Russell is doing this competition for the next great celebrity video correspondent. Why don't you enter?" And I was like, okay, I have nothing to lose. And so I entered, and just like you said, I won. I was so happy that like the community and my friends and everyone really voted for me. And when I say community, I mean like the African community and the diaspora back home. Everyone just kind of chipped in, voted for me, and I won. And it really was a dream come true to meet Russell, right? Because like you said, he's a legend, an icon, not just in hip hop, but in business and in philanthropy and so many other things. So it was great to get to meet him. But here's the thing. I think they thought about it more as a one-time sort of thing. Like you'd be Miss USA 1990 and then,
Right.
Sorry about
And then nothing, right?
that.
Okay.
And so they, yeah. So I was like, no, I'm actually going to take full advantage of this. I am going to use this as leverage to get me to where I need to be. So I secured my own red carpet gigs. They have allowed me to run with the name Global Grind in any way that I wanted to because they trusted me that way. And that's exactly what I did. And so that helped me go from gig to and opened up just a whole new world for me.
Well, I mean, I've watched your journey, and you have definitely, your hustle is so incredible. You know, I'm going to quote you, and you had you have this really cool saying that you don't have a team, you have a trifecta. It's you, your husband, and God.
It is.
And we've seen you.
Sorry.
And let's Tommy Dario. Hey, Tommy.
He's awesome.
But so I mean, like, we've seen you everywhere, and you mentioned the African diaspora. You are a Zimbabwean.
Yes.
And you have a huge following in Africa. It's like incredible.
I love my people so much. Yes.
They love you back. And so hey Tommy, you've been able to stay true to who you are, because I think a lot of talent, we feel that we get hired on these gigs, right? We get hired on these jobs, and then the people who hire us, I hate gig. We get bought by buyers. Our talent is bought. Yeah. And we have to conform to how they see us, the box they have checked. Outgoing black guy, could it be gay? Oh, we have
this black girl.
Right, or sassy black girl. But you have been able beautifully to be a Makho Ndlovu and really rep for your heritage, which you're so proud of. Talk about that, and how has that impacted your career? Because you have been, I would say, a role model for other women of the same origin.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I think, so just to backtrack a little bit, I came to the U.S. when I was 9 from Zimbabwe. And when I came to the U.S. when I was 9, it was very hard to kind of fit into American culture. It was in the 90s. I was in Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn, and I was this kid. Exactly. And so I was this girl with this weird accent, with this weird name. So I didn't fit in. And so at that point in my life, I felt like I really wanted to fit in. You know, as a child, all you want to do is just fit in. You want to be like everybody else, right? And so at that point, that's when I made the conscious effort to like sound American and change my accent. And in hindsight, I regret that, right? But I was a child. I really didn't know any better. It was just the idea of conformity. And then as I got older and started to appreciate where I was from, my culture, my language, my heritage, everything about what made me Makho, I was like, wait, being African is bomb. Like, I love my culture. I love my people. Like, why don't I embrace it more? And what I discovered was when I was in a group setting, it's what made me different from everybody else, right?
Boom.
Yeah. And so I'd walk into an audition, and there'd be Emily Blunt and Solange Knowles. And well, I'm using those names, but they weren't necessarily there. And then there'd be Makho Ndlovu, right? So that's memorable. Well, where's that name from? Tell us more about yourself. And I actually discovered that in pageants. I don't know if you know this, but I did pageants for a long time. And one of the things that always stood out was the judges would want to know where I was from. And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to run with that. And that's how that happened.
That's how that happened. And I mean, I think that leans on, you know, the authenticity factor of stars, and why we relate so much to our on-camera personalities is because like Jimmy Fallon, Oprah, Ellen, all these people, is because they've been able to be authentic. But from there, you have been able to springboard onto other herald black platforms. Hello, Essence.
Yes. Okay. So that was a dream come true. I got that gig. I got an email out of the blue. Now, I will say I was writing for Essence. So they had this column that was quote unquote like the Africa column again, because I was so ingrained into what the culture was, the pulse of what was going on back home, that they were like, you know what, there's this column that we want you to write. You can own it, run with it, do whatever you want to do with it. And so being in that network, someone suggested my name to host Essence Live, which was Essence's sort of talk show. It was like my own 30-minute talk show. I auditioned. I waited months to find out whether I got it. And when they called to tell me that I got that gig, that was a dream come true. Can you imagine this young Black girl growing up back home, growing up in America, what Essence means to me, and then to sort of be the face of it, hosting a digital talk show? Oh, I was done.
And they tested you because they had you interview someone like Tamar Braxton.
Okay.
Who we love Tamar. But she, depending on the day, she could give you a lot, or she could not give you anything.
Yes, 100%. Jason, Tamar is my favorite interview to date. And I think because in that interview, I actually didn't know that I was like in the final round. I didn't know that that was a test, right? So when I did the interview with Tamar, I was talking just like I'm talking to you. Like, girl, what's up? What you done? Okay. So what's going on with you and Vince? Like, it was literally just a conversation. And I didn't know that that's what they were looking for, but I was just being myself. And Tamar gave it to me that day. Like you said, she could go either way. And she gave it. She gave me all the tea. We were kikiing, we were chit-chatting. And I think that's what ultimately got me the gig. So I always have a special relationship with Tamar. Every time I see her, I'm like, thank you so much. You don't even know that you did this, but you gave me sort of the opportunity of a lifetime by doing it.
Yeah, and I watched that interview. It was a great interview, and it's funny because, you know, I think that being on a platform like Essence, as you said, it's for people of color. It's legendary. You read Jet, Ebony, and Essence.
Ebony and Essence. That's right.
So to be the face of that one, you are one of. It's history making. One and two, it's an honor because you're repping for generations of people that have loved the brand. But as talent, though, let's talk about the business side of things, because I think now more than ever, Makho, and you can probably identify as that, you know, diversity is in. And I hate saying that because diversity should have always been in. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why, like, people like Shonda Rhimes have been so successful for so long, because 15, 16 years ago, she realized that diversity is just the way people move through the world. Right. But when you're working and when you're getting jobs, what are some of the challenges that you've faced being a woman of color, and what are some of the things that you've had to stand up for to make sure that your brand is respected and that you are respected as a talent? Yeah,
I mean, it could be. Oh, by the way, hi to everyone.
I know there's
Tapelo, there's Lindy and Mercy. Hi everyone, thank you guys for joining. I think something as, I don't want to say it's simple, but just small things. What I've realized is that in terms of like hair and makeup, it may seem like it's trivial, but our appearance is a huge part of our job. It's almost like you put on an armor the same way that a firefighter does, a cop does. It sort of gives you that confidence to do your job. So the things that I have noticed, the challenges that I have noticed as a Black woman with natural hair, is that you don't see a lot of diversity behind the scenes in terms of the people that do your hair and makeup, or in terms of people that can do your hair and makeup, right? So not a lot of Black people behind the scenes, but also they don't know what to do with natural hair. So there's been a learning curve for me to just always know how to do my own makeup, always know how to do my own hair, which is just an issue that should be addressed, right? Like, as people are hiring and getting talent on set, think about it holistically and think about, you want them to represent your brand. Make sure that you have people that represent your brand. I think outside of that, I didn't go to school for hosting, right? So I sort of learned on the job. Like, I learned by watching by watching people on TV, watching a lot of Entertainment Tonight, everything. And then I would listen to them and I would spend hours listening to it. And then I would transcribe all of those notes, make a script for myself, and learn and try to sound as TV, as official as I possibly can. But within that, I didn't want to just mimic other people's voices. So finding my own voice, like understanding that I do have an accent and I do say certain words a certain way, but that's okay. My goal is to be able to just communicate clearly with the audience and make sure that I sound like an authority about whatever it is that I'm talking about. So I think the learning curves for me have been things that I've sort of like taken on and become projects of my own. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get better at this thing, because I realized I either have a gap in this or the industry has a gap in that.
Right, and you feel that there's a need, and there's a need and a want for that, and you know that's being a great talent, is being able to pull different things. Like yourself, I watch everyone and everything, and because you want to evolve. If you're really passionate about your craft and really into what you do, you never stop learning. You will never be good enough, and good enough in the sense of you have the confidence to do the job,
Yes.
but good enough in the sense of you can always learn more about your craft. You know,
One,
Beyonce's constantly learning more about her voice.
100%. And
Yeah.
that's what gives me confidence, right? So as I'm hosting whatever gig I'm hosting at, if I know that I've put in the work, whether it's reading a book or reading my script 10,000 times over or being a subject matter expert, regardless of what I'm talking about, then I know that the talent is there, but I've also put in the work. So that's like one piece of advice that I always tell to other people that are aspiring hosts. Like, what information have you read? Like, there's so much information that's out there on the web, on YouTube. There's tons of books that are out there. There's tons of people that you can speak to. Always, always try to just evolve. And that's something that I try to do every single day.
Well, we've seen you evolve. We've seen you
Yeah.
evolve from the Makho that was on Essence. Now, baby, you're on Wendy. Watching
Yeah.
you on People TV now with Jeremy Parsons, who
I
awesome
love
host.
Jeremy and Andrea.
Let's talk about that. That's again another huge opportunity that is a good look. It's a great look. It's a great show, great content. The chemistry between you and Jer and all of the co-hosts is fantastic. Landing that job.
Yeah. So that was also exactly. Can we put that emoji in there? Does anyone have that like that
Slow-mo.
exploding emoji? Yes, let's put that in there. Oh my gosh, I love the People TV fam. So I got that job working at Essence because that was all filmed in the same building. And so again, just putting in the work and trying to bring your best each and every single time. One of the executive producers saw me at Essence and she was like, "Oh, who's that girl? I want to set up a meeting with her." And she's the showrunner. And she said, "You know what, would you be interested in People? It's a different pace. It's a different show." There we go. Someone hooked us up with the emoji. She's like,
It's Ursuline. Hey, Ursuline.
And so she was like, "Listen, come hang out, come see, come feel it out, come read the teleprompter, see if it works for you, and we'll take it from there." And I literally started working with them like while I was working at Essence. So some days I would do Essence. I would do Essence every single week, but then when they needed me, I would then go over to People and work with Jeremy and Andrea. And that was a huge learning curve because representing a brand like People is also, we've all been reading People for forever.
Yeah.
So it's a trusted brand and people trust you as an authority, but you still have to be yourself while you do it. So that was also a challenge and just sort of like relaying that news and still being myself, but still having the confidence to actually get it done.
Getting it done is always what we want to do. But I love to hear stories, Makho, of when talent such as yourself thought about giving up, thought about saying, "You know what, it's a wrap on this. It's not working," or you've had just no after no after no because this business is littered with no's before you're gifted with the yes.
I get no's all the time. You know this. That's another story for another day. But you know about the no's.
but no, like.
Yeah.
But no, like when tell me about a time, because a lot of the viewers that are watching right now are watching because they want to hear your story, they're inspired by you. Yeah. What was it? When was there a time where you thought, I'm just gonna go work at Chase Bank?
Yeah, there have been several times like that. Mind you, I've been in this industry since 2012. That's when I was laid off at Sony. And to be honest with you, I think I just found my footing in like 2017, 2018. Like, that is the truth.
Yeah.
The time that I really thought about giving up was right before I landed Essence. So what happened was I had been working with a lot of TV stations back home in South Africa, providing them content. I'd go to all these red carpet gigs, and I figured instead of them flying people here, I could do that same thing. I could go to the MTV Awards, and it would be cheaper because I'm in New York or they're in New York, and I could send them that content. But those gigs were so far and few in between. They weren't happening on a regular basis. So it was becoming really hard for me to maintain and just live in New York City. It's not cheap.
Right.
So I decided, you know what? I'm going to give it my one last shot. I'm going to apply for this job at Essence. The email came at the right time. I applied for the job at Essence. And remember, I told you I waited months to hear back from it.
Which is so weird. Like, why does it take so long for them to make a decision? It's not that hard.
You already know that you want me for the job, so just give me the dang job.
Okay.
All right. So while I'm waiting, I discovered, again, I'm not really making a ton of money. And thank God I have my husband, who is a huge support system in every single way. So I could kind of like be in this in-between period. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to apply for a job as a hostess working. I think it was like, I want to say it was Barney's or Bergdorf or something like that. So I applied for the gig, and they tell me, actually, we're not hiring for a hostess. We're hiring for somebody in the ice cream parlor. Would you be interested in scooping ice cream? I know.
Hey, it could be fun.
Ice cream. I will be the best ice cream scooper. What do you want? You want raspberry? You want chocolate? You want vanilla? You want all three? I got you.
Neapolitan, we got you.
I got you. Okay. So at that point, I'd accepted the job, scooping up the ice cream. So I come home, I tell my husband, obviously I'm a little disappointed because I'm still waiting on this Essence gig. I haven't heard from it. And I get a phone call that afternoon after accepting the job as the ice cream scooper. And they're like, hey, Makho, this is Essence. We're just calling to let you know that you got the gig. When I tell you I cried, okay? I was so happy because it was just tears of like, finally, right?
Like relief, yeah.
Yeah, a sense of relief. I was like, oh my God, finally, it's finally happening for me. Like, this is going to open up a ton of doors. But then I realized that if I hadn't got that call, it would have taken me just on a whole different career path. And I would have made peace with it. I would have been okay with it because I'm not like too big to work anywhere. I will take a job wherever I can get it. But I want to do what I'm passionate about. So that was definitely a career changer for me.
That's always the case. You know, I recently talked to Heather Gardner. She's one of the new hosts for
Yes.
Quibi. Yeah, we love Heather, right?
Quibi, yeah.
And she said the same thing, that she was on a treadmill here in Los Angeles just bawling about life, and then the call came. Same thing, and then we talked about the Oprah story where for The Color Purple, Oprah,
yes.
You know, and I watched that so many times throughout. I've been watching it so many times throughout the last 6 months, and every time I watch it, it's like I'm watching it again for the first time because it's so inspirational. But a lot of people have that same magical story of right in the 11th hour, right when I was about to pack up the bags and go back wherever, that call came, and the rest is history. And again, it's just being on the right path, and your path has taken you to places like People TV Now, the Wendy Williams show.
Yeah.
Boom!
That was major. I know.
I was at the gym, and I was, getting my fitness on. Yeah. The Wendy Williams show comes on, and I'm just like, I know her. That's what. And I had to stop, and I texted you I think right after it was over, because I was like, I just saw you on the Wendy show. This is amazing. Yeah. Wendy Williams, again, another institution in Black pop culture. Working with Wendy. Did you get to see her mini wigs?
Did I what?
Get to see her mini wigs?
I haven't seen her wigs yet, but I love the Wendy team. Oh my God, everyone there is so nice. I miss them so much. So the way I got that Wendy gig, again, relationships, right? So as I was working at People and at Essence, I met someone who was a booker, and she is just the sweetest person. I love Sam. And she's like, you know what? I think you'd be really good for Amazon, which is another gig. That's like my other gig that I do. And I know Jason is the best hype man. I can't get over it. Yes. And so I'm working at Amazon, and one of the producers over at Amazon says, you know what? I really think you would be great for Wendy. We haven't, like, everyone else that I work with at Amazon has done Wendy, right? And they were like, I really think you'd be good for Wendy. And I was so scared, so nervous, so intimidated. I was like, there's no way. I don't think I could do Wendy. Why? You know what? Jerry O'Connell just launched his new show. Can I do Jerry? Because I love Jerry.
Jerry was on the show last week. Love Jerry too.
My God, I love him so much. I was like, okay, why don't we try the Jerry O'Connell show? I did the Jerry O'Connell show, and the producers were like, are you serious? We're booking you for season 11. We'll see you but at the end of the summer. And that's how I started doing Wendy. And I was so scared. The first day that I went there, I didn't eat anything. I didn't sleep the night before. I was just super nervous. And Wendy was amazing. She's so sweet. She's so kind. She's such a professional. Like, that whole thing, that whole machine that she runs, from the editors to the producers to the, like, she has an entire building that is dedicated to running the Wendy Williams show. It's incredible.
Well, she needs to. It's been on for over a decade. If not a well-oiled machine, something's wrong. But why you? Okay, so watching one, I'm glad you brought up Jerry O'Connell. He was on the show last week. We love Jerry too. Jerry's great. You a true professional, because I would have never have known. You had one of the best Trendy on Wendy segments I've seen.
Thank you.
Because it's hard to sell the garment. Really, it's hard to be like, this bottle of water. You know, like it's not easy.
It's not easy at all. But you know what helped? Again, trust the timing of your life. because I've been working at Amazon and selling products for so long. I can sell you anything. Like, I could literally sell you the watch. I could sell you the shirt that you're wearing. I could even sell you the smile that you have on your face right now, right? Because I've been doing it for so long. So by the time I got to Trendy at Wendy, it was just a conversation. And these were products that I have dealt with at Amazon that I could talk about even if I did not know the copy beforehand.
Yeah.
So thank you for saying that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But it all just kind of synced up and all kind of lined up perfectly.
I love that. You know, when you're not working, before pre-COVID, pre-quarantine, how does Makho Ndlovu chill? Like, how do you kick back? You know, your husband, you're married.
Yes.
And you guys have a beautiful relationship. How do you guys, by the way, they love the quote, trust the timing of your life. Man, I needed that. We hear you, Ursuline. A lot of people needed that. How do you chill? How do you unwind? What's your favorite drink? Do you eat cereal? Like, tell us about things that we would not know about Makho.
Yes. Hi, Stella. Oh, okay. My friend says "Mushelo Buti," which means about to put you on blast. You said that you're handsome. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stella. What do I do for fun? I'm very selective about the people that I let into my inner circle and my friend circle. And so I rely a lot on my friend circle. We have a lot of fun together. We go out. Are you talking about pre-COVID or post-COVID?
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, we do a lot of brunch, do a lot of hanging out in my place. We just kind of kick it. My husband and I are very kind of low-key people. We're homebodies. We enjoy good conversation, good wine. Andrea says, why haven't you taken off your shirt yet?
I know. Look, I've been having that COVID feasting, so the body's not tight right now.
Oh, yeah, right. I can see those muscles bulging. Please.
No, it's all good lighting. Great lighting.
Great lighting. Yes, you do. You have amazing lighting. So yeah, we just kind of chill out at home. My husband, my sister, and I, we all live together, so we kind of hang out at home and just have wine and kick it. That's it.
That's it. Speaking of your sister, you guys are kind of killing on TikTok.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good.
I see you. Like,
yes.
You had one this morning or last night. Mm-hmm. Last night. When you go on TikTok, I love TikTok.
Yeah, same.
TikTok, great way to stay in shape.
Yeah.
Dance your favorite songs. I will say though, they need to have a better selection of music. When you can't find Janet Jackson All For You, but you can find the karaoke version, that's a problem. That's a problem.
That's whack on TikTok. So I'll be honest, my sister's been helping me navigate the whole TikTok thing. Can't you upload your own music to TikTok?
I haven't figured it out yet. I'm lazy. See, I just want to press a button.
Yes, you just want to make it easy for me.
Right. So
I feel you.
Post-COVID though.
Yeah.
Post-COVID. So I mean, we know a lot of people are using this term, the new normal, because that's what it is. We're in a new normal, and the new normal is going to be even different when we return to normal life. How have you just been staying busy?
Yeah, so one of the things that I was really passionate about at the top of this year, last year, was creating my own content. I read an interview with Tyler Perry, and he talked about the only way to get to real wealth is creating your own content. Just kind of like what you're doing now. You're creating your own platform. You're tapping into your relationships, having this amazing show, inspiring people. I'm using this time right now to do the same thing. So I've kind of turned our living room into like a mini studio, and we've been filming at home and just like giving people moments of levity, whether it's 3 or 4 minutes, really connecting with people back home with content that is, South Africa, Zimbabwe specific, but also just doing general lifestyle things. And I think that's where post-COVID, even post-COVID, that's what I really want to do, is just create my own content, whether it's celebrity interviews, whether it's selling content. I just want to kind of collect everything that I've done and put it in a big bag and just kind of offer it to the public and work with brands to make my money and just create my own thing.
Right.
Hi, Rebecca. One of my besties just joined.
Hey, Rebecca. Wait, yes. Oh, Let's Have a TV says, yes, build that brand, content building. But again, the fans want it from you, Makho. The fans want it. I mean, it's just been so nice to see all the love you've been receiving this morning. Girl, I mean, it's been a pleasure talking to you. To you. Where can people find you on social media?
Yes, guys. So you can find me at Makho Ndlovu. Hi, Lindy. You can find me at Makho Ndlovu, MakhonDlovu, across all platforms. Twitter, Instagram. Twitter is where I cut up. And then Instagram is for the pretty photos. And then Facebook, we keep it nice and clean over there. So you can find me anywhere over there. Is that the same for you too?
No, Facebook, I'm like,
Really?
yeah, it's Facebook has become this. I don't know what I'm looking at these days. Is it an ad? You know what I mean? It's like it's just it's like TJ Maxx. You gotta like search through things to find what's real.
But you'll find some gold though. You know what? The video that my sister and I did has over 200,000 views on Facebook. So it's great for content creators because people like to share content more easily. There's lots of family on there, lots of friends on there that organically share your post versus Instagram, where people are just kind of looking at a pretty picture and medium, super fast. Yeah. But like on Facebook, people are more likely to share your stuff. So, but I hear you.
But those are all great points. You know, before we go, I love to ask my guests this question because I think a lot of people get to see just the visual and the curated versions of ourselves. They don't really get to the meat. When someone asks, who is Makho Ndlovu as a woman in 2020, what do you tell them?
Ooh, in 2020.
Or as a woman in general?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think Makho Ndlovu is someone who is always evolving, someone who's always growing, but somebody who's very, very grateful. I used to tell my husband pre-COVID how grateful I am to be in this place in my life, Jason. I've been working since 2012 to try to get all of these gigs and all of these jobs. So gratitude is at the very top of that list. I'm so thankful that just everything sort of happened and opened up for me. But again, I'm always evolving, always learning. So yeah, I think those are the three things that sum up, the three words that sum up who I am. Oh, Lindy, I'm a queen. Thank you, sis.
And there you have it. You are a queen, Makho. Thank you so much for chatting. It's good to see you. Good to talk. Good to talk
to you. You're so awesome. And keep doing this. This is so incredible. I love what you're doing with this. So yes, keep going.
Thank you, Boo. You be safe. Take care, and we'll talk soon.
You too. All right. Bye. Bye, guys.